Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I'm your host, as always, Skajaramas, otherwise known as Toneshift, and with me today we have our full host of players. Give me a second, I forgot to turn on my music. There we go. So, first up, we have Hades Shadow 92 playing Thanatos, the Human Dark Knight.
Nice work on the music there, Tom.
Shut up. We have the lovely Luminous Starlight playing Rocket the Chocobo, our cyborg warrior.
I am here.
Yes, you are. Next up, we have Darkness playing Alistair, our human paladin, who will be the main focus for this upcoming plot arc we're going to be getting into after this side quest we're running.
And also probably the butt monkey.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
I'm back again, and I'm in a Q mood.
Yep, you're in a Q mood. Makes sense. Clever shit. And last, but certainly not least, we have Tom117Z playing Ni Ethil, our Elvan Ranger.
Dreading what this bastard has in store for us.
Ever and always. So,
It will be brilliant.
where we last left off, you motherfuckers finished up your business in the city of Kurzatan.
We did.
Yep. After dealing with Chakal Vinaldi and facing down Thanatos' dark side, Caius Artorial, and subduing him, thus bringing the poor guy's arc to a close, you then left the city in the hands of the hopefully far more competent Kellian Methastus before taking your leave of the Uzura Desert and making your way north for the city of Viala, or Vali, I always forget which it is, with the idea being that in that city you could seek transportation Viala, back to Alistair's home city of Garlat via an airship to address some concerns he has over a unsettling vision he had some time ago after you were done with Devia Corp. Something about a woman with red hair covered in dirt who, for whatever reason, didn't seem to appreciate it when he viewed her in that vision. Your journey through the Nomad Steppe was largely uneventful before they eventually came to the shores of Lake Melody and to the city of Viala itself. This great sprawling, cultural mixing, melting pot. Not without its own troubles, but definitely several orders of magnitude more pleasant than the mud hole that was Kurzatan. The party did some scouting around for prices to figure out what they would need to do in order to take their leave of this place, and they don't have the guild for it, and so decided as a group to do some odd jobs on the side and make some coin in the days before it's due to depart so that they could afford the trip. With all that said, they all converged at a local inn and tavern that I've already forgotten the name of.
Very good.
Yep, and
Cabin of Forgotten.
and settled down to get some much-needed sleep. That, well, I heard that. That was where we left off, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, there was sleep eventually.
No details.
Oh, shut up. All right. And so, with that, we begin today's session with everyone sort of coming to, you're waking up, all feeling rather well rested. If any of you were not at max HP or MP, which you should have been, you're back up now. And, it's morning sunlight is streaming in through the windows of the inn. It appears to be a nice, clear day outside, very warm with the mid to late spring atmosphere. Like, I did the rudimentary maths in my head. I'm pretty sure it's like mid to late spring at this point with how much time has passed since this campaign started. So it's warm, it's pleasant. You can see people outside on the streets going about their business. Very lively, very happier city compared to Kurzatan. So the day is yours, ladies and gentlemen. What are you doing?
Who starts us off?
Huh?
Who starts us off?
Who starts off?
I don't know. Just someone take the lead. I don't know. just pick.
I just woken from
Roll.
bed then, I guess.
Roll to see who wakes up first.
Sure, why not? Let's do that callback.
Yeah, that's simpler.
Yeah, back to session 1. Thanatos, you wake up first.
Fuck!
He said one, Thanatos.
God.
It was straight across. 1 was you, 2 was Rocket, 3 was Alistair, 4 was Ni and Mika.
Aw, the dice love you. Isn't that cute?
They're trying desperately to hold on to your arc.
Awake thy schizophrenic.
I shall... Wait, schizophrenic.
Yeah, we just for the sake of brevity, we can just say that everyone just kind of, gets up in their own time, and we'll start as everyone's sort of getting together in the common room downstairs.
Okay.
Just to save us some time.
I hate mornings.
Oh, of course you do.
I see you're the first to awaken, though.
Yes.
What, didn't get much sleep last night?
A little off and on. Caius kind of kept bothering me.
Huh.
I did not.
Shut up, nobody asked you.
Is it at all awkward that you now sleep knowing that your master or other you complication is always there?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you
I
get
am-
used to it.
I mean, how do you know Panara is not watching you while you sleep?
Because whenever she appears in vision, she usually wants updates and she doesn't really know what's going on entirely. So it's more like she's looking for me, not actively watching me.
Fair enough. So, did you two have a nice night?
Slept fine.
Yeah, I mean, we're tired, so,
Well, you didn't seem all that tired when you went to bed.
Thanatos?
Mika is slowly turning into a tomato.
Thanatos
this conversation's over.
Dark Knight. Unless you want to get hit with the forget-me stick, behave yourself.
You alright there, Mika? You look a little red. You got a fever?
Can I hit him now?
He goes, go for it.
Okay, would I need a wall?
Are you actually hitting him?
No.
Give the lady the man. So it shall be done.
Hey, all right. No, it's too early in the morning for this.
Yeah, and you hear the bartender on the other side of him going, "Hey, if you're gonna start hitting each other, do it where it's not gonna cause my patrons any disturbances, all right?"
Of course, sir. Sorry.
All right.
And you, Thanatos, she says, like, kind of poking him in the chest. None of your business. Butt off.
Wise words.
So defensive.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. I could have sworn I heard.
So, Gil, we need to answer Gil.
Yes. And besides, I think your master/roommate doesn't want to hear all this.
Well, he doesn't really have a choice now, does he?
Sadly not. Anyway, Gil, people. We need
Yes, please, let's. Yeah, thoughts. Where was I? Okay, 1600. That's how much we need for passage on the Taean vessel that I booked.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find a job board or something.
Yeah. And besides, it seems reasonable. We just need to find a good place of income.
Well, we need to ask around, see if there are any mercenary listings. There's a Chocobo forest ranch nearby I saw on the map. Always check there.
That'd be handy.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do there?
Well, there are always jobs you can get that don't involve stabbing things.
Well, where's the fun in that?
It's called life, Thanatos. I'm sure you will live.
At about this time that a Fane comes down.
Fane. Feeling okay?
I'll put it this way, this is my first time sleeping in a bed that wasn't made of matchsticks and straw. I'm not used to feeling rested. She sits down at your table with a slump. So what'd I miss?
Nothing at all. We're just talking Gil.
Yes, we are looking for a good place to earn some. Or just find any easy jobs. And if that works, we can always resort with plan B of Thanatos doing some hilarious abatic tricks.
Well, I mean, unless we're charging for a circus act. Which, I now think of it, I think that would sell rather well.
Yes, and I'm sure that the cat and the elf would be more suitable to that. We can get you really pretty outfits and have you two dance in the street for everybody.
Mika kind of rolls her eyes. I'd rather retire with a nice library instead of a wandering circus.
I'd rather stick you in a pretty little dress and see people laugh at you. Mr. Oh So Dark Knight.
It's not my style.
He may give it all the edge, but at the end of the day, he's a big old softie.
Ooh, maybe we can find a fight club and win some bets.
We're not betting our Gil. We want to gain it, not lose it.
Do you understand the concept of gain, not bet?
Fane raises an eyebrow as you're bickering back and forth before saying, you could just ask the bartender if there's any leads on jobs,
We're getting around to it. It's, we've been up 5 minutes.
It's just our usual morning routine.
Besides, this guy here earned that.
I will take your word for it. I'm still trying to cope with feeling rested.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You'll get used to it. I mean, if you want, we can probably find you a bed of straw or something.
Oh no, this is great. It's just overwhelming.
Isn't it, though?
How's your mother and brother?
Brother's still asleep. Mother's up. She's watching over him right now.
What are your plans from here? Are you giving any thought to joining us on the job, or?
I'm thinking so, yeah. My family and I could definitely use the Gil.
Wonderful. I say we start at the barkeep then.
You sound a place as any. Whoever's most awake can go ahead. I'm just going to Is that yours? She points at the tankard in front of Mika. Yeah? Cool. Fane takes it and starts drinking. Hey!
I'll get you another one.
That's one way to wake
He
up.
says as she stands up and heads to the bar, both to ask and to get Mika another one.
Mika's cheeks puff up. Extra milk.
Fane,
Ugh.
you are now my new favorite elf.
I heard that.
It's not a
Don't
contest.
feel.
It's always
don't
a contest with this guy.
Well, that doesn't mean we have to play along.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Barkeep.
You see a pretty nice
Beware.
guy, a pretty well-maintained looking human individual behind the bar as you're approaching. Yes, what can I do for you, miss?
Another of what my girlfriend Mika over there had. She kind of lost hers. Also, do you know of any prime jobs for a bunch of adventurers seeking work?
Well, I get a lot of those coming by my desk, or rather, he slaps the counter a few times, by my bar, rather. It's a very popular spot for adventurers to come get their first note. So they come and go very quickly. I only have one at present, right now. He reaches into a drawer in the bar and pulls out a sheet of paper and hands it over to you. This buddy of mine came in the other night and brought it in. He's one of my food suppliers. Runs a farm, couple hours travel up north. Been having trouble with his livestock and cattle disappearing in the night. He thinks something might be stealing him.
Chocobo Ranch?
Nope, that's much further away. This is only a couple hours north. That's let me do some measurements here. It's like a 3-day trip to the Chocobo Forest Ranch. He's like, yeah, this is like easily like only 2 hours walk from here.
Livestock disappearing, huh?
Well, as long as it's not another giant wasp. The last time we did one of these mercenary jobs.
Yep. He's willing to, and you look the slip of parchment over, and it specifies that the individual wanting help has, as the barkeep said, been having trouble with livestock of all forms disappearing, usually in the middle of the night. He tried hiring some extra farmhands to help him keep watch at night, but they disappeared too. So he's wanting someone with a bit more combat experience now to help him out before his harvest is completely ruined and leaves him destitute. He's willing to pay 300 per person with the added bonus of any trinkets or anything that might be of value found in the course of things, if it should come to that, can be kept by the adventurers as an extra bonus.
So 300 per person. So 300 for
300 times
300 for the rest of us. So times 5. So 1,500 gil, which plus the 200 we already have, would give us 1,700 odd. So we just have enough, barely.
plus any trinkets that we can.
Yeah, plus that. All right. Well, if that's the job on offer, we'll go check it out. Get to point out the farm on the map here.
Yep,
He gets out of that.
he points out a spot, and again, it's like only a couple hours north of where you are right now, so it's like not even really worth marking on the map. It would just be like a little dot on top of Yala, so it's not worth marking.
A dot.
But you look at the notice one more time, and you see, and you read the name, just so you're aware of it. Apparently, the person putting out the job is an Elvon man, going by a rather interesting name, Lejeune d'Airy.
Lejeune d'Airy. That's
Sounds fancy.
Definitely a mouthful.
no one we should know, right?
You are unfamiliar with the name.
Yeah.
What
Lejeune
is-
d'Airy.
Nee,
Huh.
what is it with Elvon and the really fancy sounding names?
I don't recall Ni Ethil sounding fancy.
Eh.
Anywho, it seems
So I
like
will
we
admit,
should
as
go-
far as Elvon game names go, this one certainly has an air of pompousness around it. I don't know.
If he's a pompous dickhead, I might punch him.
No punching our potential employer.
The bartender chuckles. Oh, he's not pompous. The name's vestigial.
Ah,
I thought as much.
well,
If you
that.
believe his story, he comes from a family that used to have some prominence way back when, that just fell out of prominence. Left over, and the first name is just a cultural thing.
So, shall we go hunt us some poachers or monster that's probably taking this lifestyle?
Indeed.
Well, we need the girl. We need to get over to his little lady problems. She points at Alistair. And then to home. So,
Fane raises an eyebrow.
Yes.
Paladins having lady problems?
apparently.
We talk
Apparently,
more about
this
that on the
crazy
way.
mad
Hey.
lady with chains has been poking him with it in his dreams. And apparently, he pissed her off somehow.
You don't know anything about dreams and character. That's the thing that's
Yeah.
not been brought up in you setting yet.
Okay.
All you know,
With that
he's only seen her once in a vision back in that
Yeah, that
Amber,
was in the Amber Cave.
days. Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure she didn't have chains. It was just her looking pissed.
it was just
Okay.
her looking pissed in the middle of a burnt out village, wearing the same sort of armor
Then-
he does.
I omit my statement. It does not exist.
Okay.
Continue.
Go, try again. Take two.
And action.
And action. Let us be off.
Okay.
Indeed. Thank you for the first job of the day, good sir.
Mhm.
May I ask what is your name?
Yeah, that's it.
My name's Bernard.
While we're setting off, I'll be back in a second.
All right.
Quite. Also, Fang.
Mhm.
Speaking of work, your mother used to work in a bar. Maybe she could see if this place is hiring.
I'll bring it up with her. You all get ready. I'll let her know, and then we can head out. Sound good?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
She drinks the rest of Mika's thing, sets it down in front of her. Thanks. You're welcome. And then Fane heads upstairs.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I did that to you. You throw a book at me.
She definitely needs a little indication of manners.
I mean, probably if you had done it, it would have gone more or less the same way. I'm too tired to be throwing books around right now.
Besides, we might need your book skills if we're going up against a monster.
I return. What's going on?
I was saying that if it was Thanatos that had stolen her drinks, she probably would have thrown a book at him.
Anyways, all right. So you spend a little bit getting your shit together, getting your gear, getting ready, washing up a little bit in some instances. Fane takes a little bit to go and talk to her mother about the possibility that Thanatos brought up. And then after
What
that,
possibility?
of Fane's mother working in this particular establishment because she used to work in a bar back in Kurzatan.
It's just a suggestion.
And if I'm recalling correctly, she was damn good at it too, flitting between busy tables left and right.
Well, she kind of had to be, or else they would have killed her.
Or at the very least, she would have gotten in trouble and lost one of her only forms of gill income.
Quiet.
Yep.
Anyways, so you all eventually meet up outside the inn. Fane's got her shit, including her sniper rifle, ready to go.
Well, farm's a couple hours from here. You all good?
I'm as ready as I'll be.
What
Let
about
us
you,
be off.
Rocket? What about you, Rocket? You've been quiet.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Lumina's been muted the whole time.
She does know we're going, right?
Should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she-
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, all that in mind, you all get together. I pulled up the wrong music playlist. I need the big cities playlist because you're in a big city.
Welcome to the big city.
And from
Welcome
there,
to the
Yep.
city.
and you set off to the north, working your way steadily through the streets, passing by plenty of people. Your group gets plenty of sidelong glances as you're going. It's a
Very
very
used to it.
It's a, especially Rocket. It's a very nice day out, all things considered. The air is very fresh. The warmth is not blistering or suffocating like it was back in the desert. It's relaxing and soothing and very pleasant on the back of the neck. The air is fresh. You can smell the salt water from here, adding this briny sort of scent to everything. And of course, just the general freshness of springtime as well. You eventually pass through the open northern gates and work your way along, following some rudimentary instructions that Bernard gave you. And after a couple hours of walking, sort of slithering your way between little rolling hills and small little copses of trees, you come over a rise and you see not far ahead a humble little farmstead right up against that river that's flowing in from the north and that pours into Lake Melody.
Looks like the place.
Indeed. Seems like it. It's a relatively humble affair. You've got your typical, you've got a big barn, you've got the standard house, and you've got quite a stretch of fields, including a large pen for cattle and general livestock, pigs, cows. There appear to be a few chocobos hitched out to the front, the typical yellow affair that are currently eating out of a trough.
And
would
you like to take the lead?
Probably already am.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. He kind of stole that spotlight way back a long time ago. Like the de facto leader of the group. Anyways, and out in the field, you actually see a tall-ish man with a wide-brimmed straw hat, bending down, working a little bit. You're not exactly sure what he's doing, per se, but he's working in the field.
Is he Alvan?
Near as you can tell, he's certainly tall enough.
Mr. Dairy?
He looks up, and you see he's got kind of shoulder-length, well-kept and combed back, sort of a black hair. He looks up and, "Oh, adventurers?" He tilts his head back a little bit. "You're adventurers, right?"
Yep.
We heard you had a job, something about missing cattle and farmhands.
Ah! He dips his head a bit, pulls his hat all the way back, and just kind of lets it hang on his back using a little drawstring that is from the brow, so it's kind of like an inverted necklace. And he walks up to meet you by the fence. "Oh, good. I've been hoping for some help. Yes, I've been having my cattle disappear for several days now. Becoming alarming, to say the least. It's always in the night, and there's never much of a commotion. I might hear a slight disturbance, animals moving around, but by the time I moved out to investigate, whatever the culprit was already gone, and there was usually very little sign of anything wrong. Some scuffed up dirt here and there from hooves or chocobo claws, but that was rare. That was usually it."
Can you show us whereabouts
Yes.
you're missing?
Yes, of course. This way. He gestures towards one of the large field pens where he keeps animals and heads that way. You follow him. The animals kind of scatter around you as you step inside. As you're sort of making your way in that direction, the chocobos that are out in front of the house sort of look up. Their eyes sort of latch on Rocket, and they visibly look uncomfortable with her, but they don't do much about it. They just kind of keep an eye on her as she's going by.
So, the barkeeper you talked to, Bernard, he also mentioned the farmhands. You had people go missing. You never heard any shouts, no concerns from them?
Afraid not. I hired them to just keep a lookout in the night, and next morning, gone. I found one of their hats. That was it.
You sure they didn't just run off?
I mean, maybe they did, but I hadn't paid them yet.
From what this is sounding like, it doesn't sound like a big predator. They would make noise and
If it's
animals
a
would
predator
run
at all,
scared.
tell me, have you had any trouble with people, like rustling?
Not recently, no.
Any other big ranches or whatever around?
I've seen cases like this one before where in a night, farmhands or rival farmers would just be off with other people's cattle without them even noticing.
Well, I don't have any outstanding rivals near as I can tell.
Hmm.
Generally, we tend to keep to ourselves a lot, but we're not hostile.
What kind of wildlife is in the area? Nearby?
Over in the Cello Song Forest, most of the dangerous stuff is a bit deeper in. Around the edges, it's just your usual affair. Chocobos, the occasional grunweed, various things, leafers, ox, occasional wind the occasional wind sprite. If you go too deep in, you might start running into more nasty things like moorballs or Galterixes or other such nasty things. Coeurls, those are dangerous. Gotta look out for them.
But
deeper
nothing that ever leaves the forest.
Those are the things you would find deeper inside. Near the edge, it's mostly common stuff.
Again, this isn't sounding like a predator because unless it's extremely and leaves no sign.
And besides, it would be quite a waste of time if we.
And the fact that you don't hear any shouts, like no alarm from the workers, from your cattle, chocobos, it would have to be pretty instantaneous.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on. That's why I figured someone with combat prowess would be better suited than regular farmhands. If there's something aggressive, then you'll be better equipped to defend yourselves and deal with it.
Indeed. But have you found any, tracks or trails?
I'm not.
Any signs of magic?
No signs of magic, but I'm not an expert on either of those things. I'm a farmer. I live a simple life. Maybe you can have a look. Come on. He shows you to the site, and in this spot, you see that it's... he points as this is the spot here where the people disappeared. I left it as undisturbed as possible. You look down and you see just a lone straw hat. It's had a couple of pebbles put on it to keep it from flying off in the wind. And around you do... Well, actually, roll me awareness checks.
Yeah.
Did I upgrade awareness? Hold on.
No.
New, still +4. 7.
Ah!
Alright, 9, 7, 13, 10.
Walk it.
And then Sirocket.
Our local bird lady.
Bird.
Bird. Bird is the
Where are we going?
awareness.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
12.
12.
Alright, so 9, 7, 13, 10, and 12.
I win.
Alright, so yeah. Thanatos and Rocket, you two notice this more than the others. As you're kind of looking it over, you do see all of you see little signs of something, like a brief scuffle, like little small trenches or imprints in the dirt, a couple little round-ish puncture marks, maybe an inch or two across, that don't go very deep. Almost like someone took something about the size of the pommel of a rake and punched it into the ground a bunch of times in this really weird repetitive pattern. And you do see the beginnings of drag marks, but they sort of disappear after a moment. Sort of heading off further towards the north and west.
Towards the forest.
Yeah, towards a small bit of the Cello Song Forest that's come over the river and kind of hugs the shore of the river on your side.
Well, something dragged something away towards the forest.
So that would indicate it is something from the forest.
Which could indicate it could be a predator. But again, the fact that there's very little sign, no blood, no alarms from the other animals. So either this thing is incredibly silent and invisible,
Or there's some sort of magic involved.
could be,
The instantaneous nature, just how there's no screams, there's nothing, it's just done.
May I
worrying.
suggest something?
Yes?
From what we know, like at this point in time, maybe the best. We have two strategies and basically two ideas to go with. One, we can either follow the tracks as best we can to go into the forest, which might be dangerous, but
I wouldn't suggest that because we don't know
Or-
what we're looking for and
or
the
the
tracks
second
disappear.
Or the second option, which would probably be better since we have no idea what it is, maybe set up like a trap here and keep an eye out. Basically, where
I think that
most of
was the
life
idea.
is.
That was what I was. Seems like the most likely of options, considering
will have-
again what Nee said. We don't know what we're looking
We
for.
should
and
think of safeguards though, because if there is magic involved, say all of the victims have a mass sleep spell cast on them.
That
Well,
is
it's a
true.
good thing we have our little magic expert.
Looks at Mika.
Yes, because we definitely should watch each other's back either way,
I see.
whatever. this
Mika,
is.
do you have any way of detecting any kind of magical traces or whatever in the area?
Let me double check her spell list. She does know detect magic.
Go for it.
You.
All right, so yep, she's going to go ahead and cast detect magic. She is going to cast it at 6th level.
Nice.
So that will cost her 9 MP.
Let's see if she can find any answers.
After a few minutes of sort of going around the peripheral of the environment, she comes back to all of you and sort of shrugs her shoulders.
I'm not picking up any magic, so I don't think whatever we're dealing with is magic-based.
Well, that rules out some creatures and any mage
Still.
that they may have.
We shouldn't remain grouped just in case there is some sort of incapacitation technique. Thane, do you think
That's
you could
why
find a
I
good
say
sniper
split up.
spot?
She nods.
Yeah, I can manage that.
Stay
Yeah.
out of direct line of sight, but get a good view of the area if you can through that scope of yours.
Will do.
And she sort of nods her head and runs off to do that.
Quite. So after all that, Ni can also take up a little closer spot. Maybe find a
Well-
nice little tree.
Well, before that, where do all the animals go at night?
Usually into their individual pens, Lejean says, pointing off towards a couple of small little pen houses that he has set up around. They,
Good.
They usually just keep
So-
to their own spots.
Good.
So,
Then Rocket can go and stay by the pens.
Agreed,
Well,
if
I-
that's okay with her, because that would potentially place her in the firing line, but she
I was
wouldn't
going to
stand
say
out as
we get
much.
each pen, so we're nearby to each other and can aid the other.
Okay.
So
Alright.
That would be better.
I'll stay by the edges of the forest. I'll find, like Alistair suggested, a good tree to keep an eye on, and I'll try and hide myself as best I can as we wait. And that leaves the three of you. Mika.
all right.
Well-
Let me think here.
Well, I say-
Alistair, why don't you go stay near the pens in case Rocket needs some help?
Already ahead of you, mate.
While
All right,
me and
give me just a second here. I am in the process of actually doing up a map for the pen, the spot you're in, because I
All right then.
wasn't
I just say we're
anticipating
just
you
talking
staying.
amongst-
I was expecting you following the track, but I was also expecting you getting a higher awareness checks.
I mean, why
Well, I'm sorry. We're thinking more strategy.
Yeah,
here.
I
Higher-
get that, and that's a good thing. It's just not quite what I was expecting or hoping.
higher awareness?
Well-
I rolled a 13.
Yeah, and from what information we gathered, there are tracks going towards the forest, but the tracks vanish after a way. We don't know what we're chasing. We don't know if there are going to be any more tracks. We go into that forest, we're running blind, where we could just
And-
wait here and wait for the thing to come to us.
And besides,
Into a
I'm getting some
killbox.
rich. And besides, I'm getting some Witcher vibes from this.
Witcher vibes.
Like
Which
it just
ones?
seems more tactically prudent and smart to wait for it rather than go into its
out
territory.
out of character. That is so. Okay, one, Darkness Out was awesome. Two, yes, it would make a lot more sense to lay a trap here than go blindly into a forest that's its territory, whatever we're dealing with. So yes, good. So back to
Let's
character.
be the trappers, not the trapeze.
Back to character. Me, And Mika will go find something to hide behind, maybe a big rock or something, and keep an eye out on
Well, I'm already said I'm going to go to the tree.
Yeah.
Mika, you're free to join me there if you want, unless you have a better plan.
Yeah, sure, I'll join you.
All right.
All right, so give me
Okay,
just a
fine,
second.
just leave me by my lonesome.
Okay, give me just a second here. Okay, I have done up a rough sketch of it.
A rough sketch, he
Oh,
says.
Give me just a moment here. I need to rename
In
it
this
so I can keep it straight.
situation where he wanted us to go blindly into a forest.
Oh, you hush.
Because we got smart.
Well, we'll find out. But right now, it seems like the smart move.
Let's go blindly into a forest where it lives, and we're most likely it'll see us before we see.
Because when has running blind into a situation ever backfired on that?
Call tricks.
That's better. Now we can strategize better.
Yep.
So the pens.
Let me just zoom out so I can see. Where else is the forest tree line?
The forest tree line is a ways away, I suppose I should point out. Like, it's not, like, right there. It's a ways out.
And I'm guessing this building's like the house or a big barn. So
That's the animal pen. That's, like, the shelter they take in the night.
Are there any closer trees or any other pieces of cover around towards the forest way up the top?
Give me just a second here. Towards the top, there are a few trees sort of scattered around the map here and there. Give me a moment to draw them in.
One of them will do. It's in the direction of the forest, and
I got an idea. You go for the trees, and maybe Vane could go somewhere up here, and then she could keep.
I always thought Vane would go to the roof. That seems like a good sniper spot, and it's further away from wherever this thing's going to be coming from. All right, I'd say the one in the corner for me and Mika would do, because that's got a nice little view of the entire area, and it's closest.
Well, hang on, there's more trees spawning in.
I know, but they're all in.
All right, so yeah, okay, that's pretty much it.
Me and Mika can go in the tree over here. Fane can probably stick on the roof somewhere.
All right, so Fane.
Thanatos can guard the outside. I will be in here with Rocket.
Yes.
Correct.
So I would have Alistair
So,
remain nearby.
Just in case it finds a way to get in another way,
Okay.
I was going to be with Rocket.
Hey, Ni, could you mark where you are, please? Just ping it.
Hmm.
Okay, so you are in that tree. Mika
Mika.
is with you.
Yeah, Alistair,
Wow,
you should stay near Rocket, but you should try and conceal yourself, because Rocket, cybernetic parts side would blend in a bit more due to being a chocobo. You kind of stand out because you're human. So.
Well, why do you think I'm going to do that? I mean, it's a pen, so there should be maybe huge haystacks that can just hide in.
Or just crouch
Point
behind
is-
the wall.
Or crouch
I say
behind.
he's got a point there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so
Thanatos can guard the outside and look
Alistair,
around.
Alistair, you can place yourself,
So I guess I'll go hide behind this tree over here.
All right, and Rocket, where's Rocket hiding out?
Well,
She
I
was.
thought you'd be. I
She was
thought
gonna
you'd
be
be
in-
out.
She agreed
Yeah.
to being with the chocobos, if I recall, in the pen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. That means I need
So
to
I'm guessing
draw
it's somewhere around
So yeah, I'll
here. Or...
bunker right there and
So that-
draw the trick in. Give me a second.
Oh, so it's outside. Okay.
Oh, they're outside right now. Like I said, they're kind of eating from a trough at the moment.
Okay. So there's trough, and that means there's an entry bit. So I'd be by the entrance where I can see him again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Now, it's a waiting game.
All right.
And now we wait.
That you are. So, you all hunker down, get comfy. You begin to wait. Time begins to pass. Slowly but surely, the sun hits the horizon as time carries on and on and on. Disappears from view, the light fades, you hear distant chirping of crickets overlapping with the steadily quieting chirping of birds. you can just make out the sound of the wide Melodia River, sort of, or not Melodia, the riverside, sort of splashing up against the shore. Even from here is a sort of distant, coming and going white noise.
Quiet.
There's a gentle breeze going by. Moon is shining overhead. It's all very pretty and very scenic. Need everyone to roll awareness checks.
And
Okay.
so it begins.
Fairly nice.
12.
Whoa!
And Alistair gets a critical.
Alistair sees all.
No.
How are you seeing all? You're in a hay bale.
Well, it is the start of his arc, so it's building him up just so he can crush him later.
All right.
Ooh, 16-2 from Rocket, so we're both good.
And Mika.
That wasn't Mika's awareness. That was something else.
Well, I figured that was Fane.
Nope.
Because we have got Fang.
Honestly forgot what her awareness is.
Okay, that's Mika.
Look it up.
Let me check her token here.
Yep.
She does not have awareness listed as one of her skills. I will add it
What?
as a +2.
So much for a sniper. Sniper must always be aware.
Her thing is stealth systems and synthesis, because she made her sniper rifle herself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
So what was that 13 for?
that was me setting the difficulty target.
So Alistair and Rocket are the only ones that meet it.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Although, to be fair, Alice rolled a critical success, so he would have noticed this anyway. Although figuring out how he's going to notice, given he's inside.
Well, like I said, this is like a bit where I can
Curse you, Alistair.
I mean, he just peeks up every
Maybe
now
I'm
and then.
meditating.
He just peeks. he feels a disturbance in the force.
All right, so here's what happens. Alistair and Rocket. At one point in the night, it starts getting fairly chilly, and the other chocobos outside kind of, they shudder a little bit, ruffle their feathers, chirp at each other, sort of give Rocket a sidelong glance, and start to sort of make their way inside. And, this Alistair, this draws your attention as they're making their way in to join plenty of the other animals. There's still a lot of, general animals sort of scattered throughout, by the way. They're just kind of doing their own thing. Grazing or napping under a tree or whatever.
And I guess Rocket follows.
What is Rocket doing? Is she following them or is she staying outside?
Whichever you guys think is best.
Well, no one's really with you right now, so it's kind of all on Rocket. This bit.
Well, at any rate, as it stands, after a few moments, Alistair, you kind of poke your head out to check for Rocket. You see her there, and she kind of smiles back, and then you look past her, and you see a brief sliver of movement way up on the northern side of the pen. And Rocket, you notice Alistair saying something, and you turn around to look, and you see the movement too. Can't quite make out what it is in the dark, though, but you can tell something is moving quietly and carefully. Shrubbery and underbrush and stuff as it's drawing closer.
I give a signal to Thanatos, which then he'd do a signal to, I guess, Ni and the other.
That makes sense.
Oh.
And Fane is up on the roof, of course, with her sniper rifle, and
She probably, yeah.
I actually still need to roll for her.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't
No.
know.
She
Okay.
doesn't notice it. She's looking in the wrong direction. She's looking true north, not northwest, from her current position through her.
So yeah, Thanatos is going to
Not
need
it.
to freaking that and that too.
Okay, so what we do?
I see the signal. Because there's something out there. Can't really see though. It's a bit too dark.
We'll go ahead and add a +4 to your and Mika's checks for this. So you look around, and after a bit of looking around, following where Thanatos and Alistair are pointing, you eventually spot the thing that are approaching. There's actually several of them, and you see...
Can I make out how many?
It looks like 24 of them.
What?
What?
Like little snake or worm things.
And when you lean down a little closer, you see a lot of spiders.
Yes.
Never mind the spiders.
Yes.
Ni visibly pales. Like, seems like her breath becoming shallow as her eyes widen.
I'm just shaking my head as I don't scream. Don't scream.
You're too far away to see how she's reacting right now.
You mad bastard, you.
Oh, I can see the terror on her face.
Now I understand your cryptic pre-game comments. No, no.
So yeah, you see 4 groups of these things, each one having about 6 of them, making their way in.
It's a good thing Thanatos has a fire spell.
Indeed.
What?
Yep, yeah, sort of.
So, you remember what I told you about if Ni ever saw a spider?
I do not remember. That's why I did this, to remember and to fuck with you.
She's activating her limit break.
Oh god.
All right.
Thanatos, signal her not to do it yet.
Yeah, I told
Right
you, like,
close to her.
if she ever encountered a massive spider, she'd activate a limit break and then fuck off to the high winds.
Well, that's the number of them.
She's just gonna leave us to die.
Well, I mean, no,
I
but
could-
she's not going to be very functional this fight.
Could we at least wait till they get a bit away from you, or they're just going to climb up
She is
to you?
having a
Bloody
complete.
spiders.
She is suffering a phobia. Logic doesn't come into it.
All
At
right.
least
well,
about there.
all right.
I know in terms of like out of character, this is a completely bad move. But in character, I'm playing in character. She's an arachnophobe, massively arachnophobic.
Okay.
Oh,
Well then, go ahead and roll your damage.
Alright, so how many?
Oh, shit.
Oh, and how much destiny do I have? First off, I have 10 destiny, so that puts me down to 7.
Are you sure you want to do
Better hope
that?
you don't die.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do it, but it's in character, so I'm just going to do it in character.
Do it.
As much as I wish I didn't.
Do it.
I'm regretting giving her the arachnophobia trait, but sure. I'm committed to roleplaying
Do it.
this.
Do it.
So, 7 destiny points. I'm not going to limit break until I get more. Because I want to be back up to 8.
Probably
Luckily,
after this, Thanatos could maybe burn the last few that's alive, if there is any.
well, alright, so... let me just remind myself. So, arrow split hits all enemies, and it's dex times 2 extra damage steps, plus 2d6. So, that currently is 14 times 5 plus 2d6.
And does this
14.
count as a group?
So 14 times 5, that's 70 plus 2d6.
Okay.
Did this count as just single damage for all of them, or does it count as group
Slithering
damage?
is probably the wrong word.
It's yeah. How does this work? Since they're groups and there's an arrow split that hits all enemies, and it can't miss.
In this case, I would assume that means group, mechanically speaking. So yeah, this would count as a group attack.
Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot of the fuckers.
Yeah, you can go ahead and double your result here. So 80 times 2.
Oh,
It's 160 damage to each of them.
Well, holy shit.
crossbow.
All right.
So she does this while screaming, "Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Oh God, kill them!"
Crossbow, spider's worst enemy.
All right.
Me, spider's first enemy.
Okay. So, you all watch as, and also, Ni, where are you placing yourself? Where are you jumping to with your movement with that?
With Mika.
Yeah, with Mika because she needs her Mika.
Okay, so here's what the rest of you see. You're all looking on, and you're starting to see like the shapes of these like dozens upon dozens of little spindly blue legs glinting in the moonlight, and then suddenly you hear a shrill, high-pitched, pealing scream. And you see a silhouette bouncing into the air approximately 40 feet. And then you start hearing, "Kill them, kill them, kill them, kill them, kill them all, guns, kill them all!" And then you see just a flurry of arrows suddenly coming down, just peppering the ground. You see like a lot of like little sprays and pops of green blood and limbs flying everywhere. It's just like an explosion of green, sticky gore. And you hear the spiders kind of scuttling, like, what the fuck? And then the rest of you watch as the shadow that bounced into the air then, like, flails manically, screaming high-pitched like a banshee, drops back into the tree, slams right into Mika. And now, Tom, you are clinging really tightly to Mika, just holding her as close as possible. It's like, I can't move.
So many legs is not okay, so many legs.
So yeah, all of these squads that each had 6 are now down to 1 only.
Thought, if you would mind a group fire spell.
Am I close enough?
You are very not. Let's see here. How far away are you? You are a ways away.
Uh-oh.
That's as far as you can move this round.
So, yes,
fire spell. Can't
professional
you shoot it from
ranger
there?
rose through the ranks to become this elite group, and it is the highlight of her career, let me just tell you that.
Her highlight, her just dying.
Nay! This is not the plan! This was not the plan!
The plan sucks!
The plan sucks! Alright, what is everyone else doing?
Well, I guess we gotta run over there to kill these goddamn things before she freaking has a heart attack. Or gives or squeezes a life out of Mika.
Us.
So,
Get ready for battle.
so yeah, I can already imagine how this will work in the game. It's going to be like a massive, like undoable amount, and then all of a sudden there's just not.
Indeed.
You know, a normal fight where Ni pretty can't control Ni because Ni's fucked.
I would say this is one of those moments where you just can't control Ni and she just randomly acts.
Alright, so Fane is going to
Go here or jump to this tree.
She is going to fire a shot at one of the enemies, but due to her range, she is going to suffer a severe penalty to her normal bonus, so from +7 to +3 to hit. So 12 total. Let's check their avoidance next. That just hits. All right.
They have an avoidance of 12?
They have an avoidance of 12.
They are spiders. They're spiders. What do you expect? They scutter.
Give me back my avoidance.
Oh, you're
It's called your avoidance.
All right.
So that's what happened to it.
All right. So Fane fires off a shot, and one of the other spiders pops, just explodes.
Nice.
And that is everyone, because everyone else used their full turns moving as close as possible. And
Is that when they moved? I
Well,
thought they were
they're still
now.
Mika.
yeah, she's being strangled by you and can't move. So
Okay, fair enough.
you have her
What about
revive.
me?
You had to use
thought
both
they
of your
jumped.
move. You had to use your whole turn just to cross some of that distance because it's a big distance. Anyway, the spiders are going to identify thing that shot us in tree as biggest threat, and
and are going to move towards the tree.
they're all going to start heading up and climbing the tree. So
I thought she
No,
jumped
no,
in the
no,
air. And...
so
Oh dear.
all right. So yep.
Yep.
So for purposes, because you are leaning into this arachnophobia way more than I thought you were, I'm going to give them a +4 to their attack rolls on you.
Uh-oh.
All right.
This is great.
All right. So
Be careful, there might be
Well,
poison.
what are you expecting? Like, I all the way back in Marasu, I made this a character trait that she is heavily arachnophobic to the point where she found it necessary to completely annihilate a tiny one.
all right. So what is your avoidance?
My avoidance is at present 9.
That hits.
Shit.
So one of them hit you. What's your armor?
My armor is 15.
Oh.
Now, is this regular bite or is this poison?
Well, we'll figure out. Ni, I also need you to make an opposed force check.
Ooh.
After this, I'm using Barrage, which is my other shoot them all at once ability.
You need
If
to
I
beat
can.
a 7. Actually, wait,
If
hold
you
on. I
can.
forgot to give it its bonus because they get bonuses against you.
Motherfucker.
So let's try that again.
So
You got to beat a 15 with your force check.
She's poisoned.
Right, yeah, I'm fucked.
Ni, death by spider.
To pass this, I would need a. So.
Come on. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. So
He's poisoned.
okay. Ni, I will let you pick. Confusion or poison?
Confusion.
Okay.
Confusion. Okay.
Ni is confused for the next 4 rounds.
Because that fits very well.
All right. So
God.
Hang on.
so that was
Good
one
pers-
of them.
Actually, maybe not. Could my persona cure her?
If you can.
Not of confusion, no.
Poisona does not cure confusion. Hitting her will cure confusion.
Maybe
Yeah, that's why I
Mika
would say
needs to
not poison.
slap her.
All right. So.
That'll
And
be
the
it
all right,
next
that's
turn,
here.
still
And the
there.
other one is then you're like, what happens is the first one sort of comes up, Knees. You're like clinging desperately to Mika, just trying to get away, holding her close like a timber. It's like, Knee, let go! I can't fight. And then this first one comes up and sinks its fangs into your shoulder, and you lock up visibly, like you're like a sheet, and you feel something pumping into your blood from its fangs before it extracts. And when it does, you suddenly feel very odd. You sort of relax a little bit in holding Mika, and you look at her as your vision starts to glaze over and your mind starts fogging up. And then this other one comes up, and let's see here. So it is going to make another force check, but this one is going to be against Mika, technically.
Shit.
Oh god.
Oh no.
But if Mika fails, it
Critical
will...
fail!
Well, never mind then. So, what winds up happening is the second one, as it's coming up, fangs dripping with venom, it sort of rears up, and you see like it's the big back and its ass where it keeps all of its webs starting to like twitch a little bit, and you see like, a little bit of its abdomen, and you see a bit of silk starting to come out, and Mika's like, nope, and manages to lift a foot up and just kicks it in the face, and it goes falling out of the tree like.
I love that.
All right. Back to everyone else. I need to pull up the rule book so I can figure out what the hell happens to Ni this turn with Confuse.
What about the third
I believe you roll something, and then depending on
Yeah,
what...
you have to roll something. I just don't remember what specifically we're rolling, so give
I
me
can't remember.
a
So-
second.
Is
What about
anybody
the
but
third
me
one?
getting flashbacks of The Hobbit?
In a way.
Alright.
Only these don't speak.
All right, so,
So I guess the third one went in
a
range.
4.
What does 4 do?
On a 3 or 4, the character performs nonsensical actions such as trying to use inquiry on a tree. So, in this case, Tom, holding on to Mika, who you just watched kick a spider down the tree, you suddenly find her incredibly sexy right now.
Ooh.
And you're going to start putting the smoochies on, and you're like,
No, it's not the time.
so that's your turn, is you're just relentlessly kissing the crap out of Mika.
Might I borrow one of
no.
Hades' phrases and say, I hate you?
All right.
All of this.
All right.
As my eyes do deceive me, I think we lost Ni.
Quite
All
possibly.
right, what are the rest of you doing? Mika,
Oh,
Mika is...
I'm spiders.
I can get up to here, and I am within blasting.
You are
distance
within.
am I
You
not?
are within. You are within blasting distance. Yes.
And since all of them only have 1 now, can a group spell just count as just hitting all of them now? Okie dokies.
Are you
A
sure it's
group
going to
fear
do using
spell.
fire? The right near a tree. Don't catch the
And it'll be fun. So yes, a group Fira spell, and I need to check my power because it's a power is 12 now, and Fira does 3 times my power for a group. So times 3, that's 36. For 2 damage to all of these motherfuckers, and that's 28.
I think that's all of them dead. Probably.
How do you want to do this?
I'm getting
Seeing-
Madagascar 5s.
Seeing my
No.
friends in rather a precarious situation.
I think this was a much quicker fight than you anticipated there.
Yep. Especially
I
since
will
I
then-
just improvised this one. We still technically got 2 more to go in the side quest.
Oh,
Who can
God.
see the sun?
He is
rise?
like, oh, do
Oh
enjoy
wait,
this.
that's the wrong
So-
song.
Again,
as I said, seeing my friends in a rather precarious situation, I am going to I guess, channel magic from my scythe, because apparently that has the Gemini thing, and then rain down fire from the sky on all of these motherfuckers.
Yep. So you see Ni sort of getting bit and going loopy and acting weird, and you see the spiders just crawling up the tree, like, yeah, fuck that. You then sort of thrust your scythe up into the air and sort of slash it horizontally, and a bunch of fireballs sort of rain down from the heavens above the tree, streaking by, and 3 small explosions later, and 3 more scores of spraying green ichor and blood, and you've got yourself a bunch of dead spiders.
And the world is right again.
Well, those 3 there are
And
dead.
the-
What about this one?
That's the one that was shot by Fane. That one's
Okay,
also
so-
dead. All 4 of them are dead now.
Meanwhile, in Ni's head, smooth saxophone.
Yep. You know what? That actually reminds me. Until such time as confusion wears off, we're technically still in combat because there's a chance Ni could become aggressive. So,
Oh fuck!
Didn't you say confusion can be cured by taking it?
by taking a hit,
Cut.
yes.
Well, does that
Me-
make us slap her?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's see
If
here.
not,
I will have Mika attack you with her fist, but because again you are pinning her to the tree with your hug, she's gonna suffer a -4 penalty to her accuracy, so it's just gonna be a flat 2d6 to hit.
Oh,
if
dear.
that don't work, I have to bring out the deer.
7. Does that hit?
That doesn't hit.
No.
Clairvoyance is 9.
Okay. All right. The rest
Damn.
of you. What are the rest of you doing?
I try a gentle, easy deer.
You need to get close enough first. Let's see where you can get to. Right about there.
Should be close enough.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Is that range?
Is
Okay.
that- Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's in range. Go ahead.
Yee.
So just
That just rolled
a
damage.
little dia tap.
Yep. Here's a little tap knee. You fake me later. Oh, hang on. I think I rolled the wrong damage. Hang on. Is that the right damage? Oh, wait. That's right. That's right. It's good.
It should be like, crap, what is dia again?
It needs to be
minus
kept in mind.
15.
Taking damage is a 25% chance of removing confuse.
Mm-hmm. So my mind is 13, so double
Alright,
that.
I need white magic.
Yeah, so 13 times 2. Yeah, that's right. So, Ni, what's your
Yep,
magic
that's
armor?
good.
15.
So
It.
that's 17
He
damage
takes a
to
hit.
Ni Ethil, and I need to roll a 24.
Oh.
On a 1, you're released from confuse.
Oh no. It didn't work, did it?
It's not gonna work.
Well, I tried.
I love how you're all conceding defeat before the dice even rolls.
Because
It's a
it's,
4.
RNG.
Because again, right there. That's why.
I'm sorry. All right, and
See what
are
I
you
mean?
though?
I just had a feeling the 4 was going to come up.
all right. So we'll go ahead and
Goodness.
put Ni on the enemy rotation for the time being.
Wait, we went from fighting spiders to fighting me, our friend. This is messed
Well,
up.
I'll just lean back in my chair because I'm not doing anything.
All right. It's here. You're still acting nonsensically. I will let you decide in what manner, though.
Uh-oh.
You are doing something absolutely absurd and ridiculous. Make something up.
Hey,
Do you remember? You remember that time
Don't
I said
care.
Nee jumped out of a tower while I'm drunk, thinking she could fly?
oh,
She's gonna jump out of the tree.
well, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. If she don't freaking land on her feet. Poor.
Oh my
Holy.
god. Is there anything else we can do to snap her out of it?
Not really.
And there's only a 25% chance every time we hit her.
Oh, there's only 2 more turns of this.
All right, so you're jumping out of the tree.
Yeah.
All right, so after a minute, Mika, sort of, they were like, "Get off!" Sort of makes you back off from your relentless attempts to make babies.
That's not how it works.
And then Ni, feeling so dejected after this horrible rejection and betrayal of your trust and feelings, and also looking down and seeing the spider corpses, you decide that the best course of action is to leave. And so you springboard and like Pocahontas off of this fucking tree. You sail over here, arms spread wide, loudly declaring to the heavens, "Ronnie, help me!" And then just crash into the ground.
I want you to know I've been facepalming this entire fight.
This is not Ni's finest moment.
Oh, you found a cooktop?
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you were holding the cooktop there for a minute. I was like, oh, it's a...
All right.
Alright,
Okay.
so is it our turn now?
Yep. I haven't added a new little trench that Ni left with her impact. So yeah, it's back to everyone else.
Thanatos, try to knock a sense into her head.
I'm going to go over there and use just my fist, so is that just a 2d6?
Or maybe Mika could use a sleep spell.
Well, we don't want you asleep, we want you out of it. Just use... Okay, so
You can wake me up after it's done.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to check and see how much damage unarmed does. Ah, okay. So they deal just damage as if tier 1 weapon. So if you have puncher, it'll just deal your power plus 2d6.
Okay,
Well,
first things
what a
first, I need to
wonderful
actually
start.
hit the crazy elf.
It does no damage. That's to hit, isn't it? Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that's accuracy result.
Just-
And I guess I have to roll damage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still doing damage.
Hopefully this does less than her armor, so it doesn't actually hurt.
15.
Knock
on,
her out, or basically snap her out of it, or have to use the
Come on,
justice
dice,
wind.
roll, please.
19.
All right.
Ow.
Minus.
Well,
15
that's just a little bit.
Minus your armor, which is 15.
So 4.
And now you got to roll to see if it knocks her it knocks some sense into her.
For the sake of not being called Haxor, I will let Tom roll the 1d4 this time.
Haxor.
For whatever reason, every time I roll a d4, it comes up a 4. I don't get it, so I'll let you roll this time, and maybe you'll get a better result.
It's true. In that fight with Gaius, it did.
4.
Come on, Ni, roll a 1.
Yep. On a 1, you are free.
I click roll and I'm just waiting for the dice to do it.
Yes, it's a bit slow today.
Yeah, apparently d4s are uncooperative. I love the music I have going. I have the comedy theme we use from the video game going.
Come on, Ni.
Oh, I've rolled it and there we go, 2.
Damn!
Okay. All right, so
You can roll 1 on the floor for a change.
all right, so
My turn.
all right, so hang on a
Wake
sec.
up.
Hold on, hang on. Thanatos, you sort of run up to Ni, and she's sort of like flopping like a fish on the ground. You grab her by the shoulder, heft her up. She looks at you and is like, "Daddy?" And you're like, "Oh, fuck this." And you just punch her in the face. She sort of does a full 360 loopy spin and just kind of looks at you and then looks over at the spiders. And, okay, now, Alistair, do your thing.
Oh, do the thing. Do I punch or do I wind?
Punches do less damage, so do the least damaging thing you can.
So yeah, look, can we not throw magic at her anymore and just
Is that the
bonk
more
her?
accuracy for punch?
Just punch her.
Sorry, Ni. Sorry, Ni, I'm punching
2d6
you.
plus your power.
Roll!
Well, first he's got to actually
There
hit
you
you.
Yep,
Yeah.
that hits. Roll damage.
What is
That
wrong
just-
with these dice being so slow today? Roll the butter.
That's just your power plus 2d6.
Oh, good lord.
This whole fight's just been a clusterfuck.
I mean, I killed most of the spiders, but...
You did, and now we're having to work you
Shit.
out of this confusion because Almighty DM demanded it.
Remember, Tom. You had the choice. You picked this.
And the only reason I chose it because it's thematically appropriate.
So, did you say double power?
No, just power. Just power plus 2d6.
Just power.
Okay, so... Whoa!
Yelling at it won't make it go
Come
any faster.
on!
It makes us feel better
Hmm.
for all this bullshit that you're making us go
Well, at
through.
least
Right?
there's no elevator music.
Well, no damage.
Oh, yeah, okay. Need takes no damage.
Okay.
So that's good.
All right, Ni, go ahead and roll that d4 again.
Roll a 1 this time.
Come on. Or we have to send in the rocket.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. And so, finally, after Thanatos' punch, Alistair comes like put a hand on Thanatos' shoulder. You're just making it worse, man. And he come and just kind of grab Ni by the face and give her a few like slaps to the cheek. And after a minute, Ni, you come to.
Snap out of it, Ni!
Not that hard, Jesus. I said light slaps, like at most.
Yeah.
Like beer slaps.
That's what I mean.
All right. Mika pops
Uh,
down.
the-
Combat's over now.
Did anyone get the number of that airship?